YouTube is happening. It's Friday, August 16th. And as you can see, we got 14 games to talk about in baseball today. 3 and 2 yesterday, plus 0.24 units. Green is good. I don't care how much it is. Those are profits right there. I'm going to spend those profits nicely this weekend. Up 61 units for the season so far in baseball. If you asked me how I'd be up this year in baseball, I'd have laughed and said I'd probably be down, but nope. Up doing good. The stats are doing their job. That's all that matters. Now, I did ask yesterday in the comments that, hey, once football starts up, are you just dropping baseball? But a lot of you did the same thing I do. You're betting everything. You maybe just dial back baseball, but you're going to bet every single sport. And then some of you are sickos, and I love it. Some of you talking about table tennis and WNBA and soccer and hockey, and I'm just betting everything. I love the mindset. Where are the profits? We're going to find the profits this year. There's going to be videos in any sport. I might even start making random videos on random sports just because if there's profits there, we will find them. And that's the goal here. So enough of that. That's down the road. We have 14 games today to focus on. Let's go ahead and jump into that first game right now. All right, first game, we got Toronto, Chicago, 2:20 Eastern first pitch. Day game for us. You can see Toronto slight underdog to Chicago. 10.5 is the total. It is Chicago. So let's look at the weather. We see that the wind will be blowing out just a tad, 6 miles an hour. Little bit of rain chance. Might be a thing to worry about, but maybe not. So Cubs have lost 3. Toronto's won 3. 61% NERFy based on what they've done this year. 6.3 and 233 for Toronto in their last 3. That's 4th, yet 20th in batting average somehow. Cubs 3.3 in runs. $1.98 in average. That's 24th and 25th. So the averages are not doing good on either team. Cubs is struggling all around. That's why they've lost 3 games. And Toronto's striking out a good bit. 9.7 for 24th. Meanwhile, Cubs, they're 7th. So these numbers are kind of weird. Not making much sense. Let's look at the pitchers. Chicago sending out Hendricks today. He will be going out there. He has not faced Toronto recently. He's been average. That's the best. He's had a great game and a bad game. You kind of cancel him out. You can see the rest of the games are average. Nothing really stands out. Toronto supposedly sending out Yariel Rodriguez. His last couple games have been pretty good. Can't complain. You can see what he's done. Being great overall. Can't really argue. Nothing really terrible here. If anything, he probably has better numbers than Hendricks. So yeah, there you go. Let's pop up to the props and see if anything stands out. I only have Hendricks props for some reason, though. That's the fun part. So we'll look at Yariel history first, then Kendrick history, then Kendrick props. That's how we'll do it. So we'll do Yariel history. He's 0 for 3 when he was with Tampa. Chicago versus righties, not that good. Not that, a lot of red. They're better against lefties, some of these guys are. 333, that's about the best one you have is a 333 for him, and he doesn't even play, so doesn't matter. And let's look over at Hendricks. Flop it back. There we go. No, well, Varsho is 2 for 6. Nothing to write home about. Toronto versus righties. They're pretty decent against righties. Now, some of these are just terrible numbers all around, but 320 for Vladdy. I mean, it's red, but he's still 320. So, I mean, come on. Yeah, so let's look at the props for Hendricks. Strikeouts. He's just not a strikeout dude. Look at this 4.43, 1.32, 4.4. Nah. Whole season he's gone over it, but I mean barely. Oh no, we can't do that. Nope. Let's look at the hits. Oh, he goes under a lot, but Toronto is scoring runs, but their average isn't that good, which that doesn't make. How are you getting the runs? How are you scoring those runs? I don't get it. That doesn't make sense. Hits, earned runs, walks. I gotta start getting some walks. I gotta start hitting them now that I know I can do them because of where I'm at in Florida. Hard Rock. Okay, and outs. Ugh, that's ugly. Let's look at the bats. We got 3 people. We got Bush for bases, Crow Armstrong bases, and Horner over HRR. I'm not liking any of those. And we don't have any props for him, so which doesn't make sense to me. I don't like pitcher props. I don't like the batter props. I don't understand. How are you getting these runs but not getting the average? Were you getting a lot of walks and then you scored off the walks? I don't know. I don't want to think this hard first game. I'm just going to pass completely on this one and just move on to the next one. All right. Yeah, going forward, we pull the game out the fridge. We pop the top, take a whiff, and if it doesn't smell right, we toss it. We move on to the next one. That's how we're going to do it around here today. KC, Cincinnati. Cincinnati, slight favorite at home. 9.5 is your total. We got a little bit of weather to worry about in this one. We can see we got some clouds, a little rain, a little wind. Might have a delay or 2 in there. That should be a fun. Let's look at it closer. Since he's on a 4-game winning streak, they're 1 game away from being 500 again. 56% nerfy based on what they've done this year. 3.3, 248 for KC. That's 24th and 19th. KC is not doing well recently. Cincy had the beautiful series against St. Louis, 6.3, 263. That's 4th and 13th. They are trending up because they've been doing well, and neither team striking out too much. They're both middle of the road. Looking at the pitchers today, KC is sending out Michael Lorenzen. He is going out there, and you see what he's done in 2 games with KC. Pretty decent games. I mean, great game, decent game before that. I mean, just pretty decent overall. Nick Martinez, a reliever, is going out there for Cincy, but yet this reliever had 7 innings, 5 innings, 1 inning. So props for this dude's going to be very hard because it seems like they're trying to make him a starter, but you go 7 innings of 1 hit. I mean, you're not a reliever no more. You're just a starter. Yeah, you've been promoted. Thanks. Very, very confusing things. Let's look at the props. Dig a little deeper, shall we? We'll start with Lorenzen. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Well, India stands out. 3 at-bats, 1 home run, 4 RBIs, and a 3 OPS. Always will stand out when you're 3 for 3 against somebody. So, but is he stand out enough to really go on like the bat list? I mean, is he over here? Let's look. Ooh, India. No, he is not. So if he's not on the green list over there, I don't want to take him. So no one else is really standing. I mean, 333 and 9 at-bats for France is okay. I need more at-bats. I need more data. So Cincy versus righties. Red means below average. Green means above average. White means that is your average. Yeah, nothing's standing out. Ellie's the best one. That's it, obviously. Look at props. Hits 5.5. He just doesn't allow many hits. And we saw how Cincy's average is 3. Yeah, both teams are in the teens in the average. Strikeouts are up and down. Earned runs are very up and down. Walks. Ooh, see, hello. How you doing? I think I found me a play. Yeah, let's look at the whole season. Oh, yes. Okay, we're taking it. Welcome back, walks. We're taking Lorenzen over 1.5 walks. I don't care. We're doing it. I could bet it now. I'm going to take it because look at that. That's the whole season. 1.5, and we're getting good juice. Okay, let's do it. And pitching outs. Ooh, yeah, no, we're definitely not doing that. Let's pop over to Nick Martinez. Look at his history real quick. There's not much. 1 and 2 at bats ain't really worth talking about. KC versus righties. They do better against righties than lefties. That's a fact. You can see even 281 for Furman. Yeah, Renfrew. Yeah. Let's go. Pitching outs have gone up recently, trending up, but that's a big jump for 21. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Strikeouts 3.5. Yeah. We'll leave in 2024. Hits have gone down. He's getting better. I mean, I need to see how many innings he's actually going to pitch. Are you going to pitch like normal starter innings now? Because you've been good 2 games in a row now. So, how are you doing your walks? So, okay. So far, I have a walk prop. That's exciting. Let's go with the bats. We got bases, Massey, Melendez, Fraley, Candelario. I don't like any of those. Even the juice is kind of, except for Melendez juice. He's pick 'em, but nothing's really standing out there. Okay. So for this one, I mean, I guess I think I lean Cincy. Cincy has a better offense right now. Casey's struggling. I like the prop for walks for Lorenzen. I think Martinez has been great. Literally looking at his stats and just looking at every game, and dude's been a beast. That's why he's starting now. I mean, we got to do it. I think I'm putting Cincy in the mainline parlay. I got to do it. I know there's a couple people that are huge Cincy fans. They're going to either hate that I'm doing it, or they'll love it that I'm doing it. You know who you are. So we're going to put Cincinnati in the money line parlay. We're going to take the Lorenzen over 1.5 walks and move on to the next game. All right, next up we got Seattle and Pittsburgh. Everyone come together. We're having a serious conversation now because Paul Skeens is pitching. And I need you all to see some stats real quick because this is going to be brutal. 7 is your total. We'll do the weather real quick, and it's going to be not pretty, which is probably good for pitchers. Only thing I worry about is if, this might be the nastiest thing on the screen though. Not the weather, this offense. Look at these offenses. 1.3 and 1.0. That's 27th and 30th for Seattle and Pitts. 0.098 for Seattle, 0.231 for Pittsburgh. 231 is not bad, but I mean, 0.098 is hilarious. Pittsburgh has lost 10 in a row. Seattle's lost 3 in a row. They're both in the bottom 3 in strikeouts. Now they're going up against Gilbert and Skeens. Yeah, 2 of the I was definitely top pitchers in the leagues. So yeah, Gilbert, look at his stats. I mean, just look at him. He had a rough game against Boston, but Boston's bats were on fire. Yeah. And look at Skeens. We know what Skeens does. He had a rough game against the Dodgers. This dude's probably pissed off from this game still, knowing him, just the way he does things. So yeah, this is going to be a fun one. So I am going to have multiple plays in this one. And because I've already recorded this once, and then I had to re-record it because I was at 7 minutes because I kept looking at stats and kept talking. So yeah, let's go to props real quick. Let's do it. Skeens, matchup, history. Not much with Randy's only one. Not bad. Righties, there's no good numbers on here. No one's at 300. The highest is a 284. And that, okay. All right. Let's lock in. Let's buckle in. Okay. Outs. This is the whole season for him. He's gone over 80% of the time. At 17.5 is literally, will he hit 6 innings? I think he'll hit 6 innings. So I'm taking that. I know it's 214. I will get to that in a second. His strikeouts, he is going at 7.5. It is also minus 160. That's fine. Remember, it's Seattle. Seattle is the worst team in the league in strikeouts over the whole season. Bottom two, they might be 29th, but they've been 30th almost the whole season. They're terrible strikeouts. So I'm definitely taking those 2 props. We come back over here. I'll show the rest just because I'm not taking the hits. Not with Seattle's woeful offense. I'm not taking earned runs. Not with Seattle's woeful offense. I'm not taking walks because he just doesn't walk many people. Gilbert's, on the other hand, we see matchup has a lot of green. We'll come back to that. We want Gilbert now. Show us Gilbert. Good stats? Not really. None of them there. I mean, yes, there you go. And then even this, I don't see no 300s. I see, again, a couple 280s, but that's the best I see. So pitching outs, will he go 6 innings? I think he will. Strikeouts, you're facing Pittsburgh. It's at 6.5. Pittsburgh, dead last right now at 30th at 11.7. I think I got to take this at plus 100. Yeah, I think I'll take that. Yeah, you can get great value everywhere. So yeah, I'm probably going to take that too. Hits, nah, I think I have enough. So let me show you everything real quick. And let me show you the bats. Not many on the bats. A lot of struggling on the bats. So we have Rayleigh HRR, Reynolds HRR, and then a couple bases. So go back to this. Avert your eyes. It's terrible. Scared. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have 4 plays on this game. I know it's crazy. I know, but I'm doing it because why? Why not? Let's be a sicko for once. I only had 5 bets yesterday. I want to have some more fun. So we're going to Seattle, Pittsburgh. I'm taking the Nerfy. We're doing it. If somebody scores, they might as well set off the fireworks then, because look at these offenses. They should celebrate. Stop the game, light the fireworks, then start the game back, because they should. Also, pitching outs. Both pitchers. Skeens is at 214. Gilbert on pitching outs is at 214. You put them together, watch your eyes, it might get a little bright. 214 comes out to plus 115 parlay. I'm doing that. We're going to do that. We're going to lock that in for sure. And then also I'm going to take Skeens, K's, strikeouts, and Gilbert strikeouts. So that's 2 strikeout props, a pitching out parlay, and a Nerfy. Bam. All of it. Don't care. I'm doing it all. Now it might go to hell, but whatever. We're going to have fun doing it. So all those plays, next game. All right, next up we got Yankees in Detroit. Yankees are a pretty heavy favorite on the road. Over under is 8. Only problem is Detroit hasn't listed a pitcher, so that makes things a lot more difficult. And we'll look at the weather. We can see where to go. There it is. Again, more rain. That's the theme for the day, is just rain. It's going to just be a nasty day. So rain's definitely an issue. I'll be honest if this one even gets played, because they're having rain all the way through the game time, because the gray area is when the game's supposed to be. So in the wind, if they play this game, I'll be shocked. It probably gets postponed to tomorrow. But they haven't announced a pitcher for Detroit anyway, but we'll show stats anyways because people want to see it. Detroit's on a 4-game winning streak. 5.3, 283 for Yankees. That's 13th and 5th. Detroit, 6.7, 283. That's 2nd and 5th. Both offenses doing good. They have the exact same batting average, which is hard to see. It's hard to do usually. 8.3 on strikeouts is the same. They're like the same team, except Detroit scores more runs. That's weird. That's weird. Just weird overall. Let's look at the only pitcher I see is Garrett Cole. He is lined up to start today, and he had 10 Ks against Texas last game. Yeah, outside of his one bad game, he's been pretty good. So can't complain there. Let's look, and we do have props for Garrett Cole only. Let's see what we got in the props. See if anything looks good, just in case this game happens, because I don't think it is. but we'll see. Um, Garrett Cole history. No one's. I mean, Rogers has a home run, but no one else is even doing good. I mean, 3 for 6, I guess, isn't bad, but Detroit versus righties. Detroit versus everybody. You can see 312 is the highest you get. Yeah, as high as you get one time. Okay. Hits have gone up for him. Let's just 2024. Here we go. Hits. I mean, Detroit is doing pretty good, but let's see if they can do that against the Yankees. Ooh. Under may be a play there, but that might be a play for an under, but I just something I like. Let's look at the bats. We have three. We got Meadows, and Baez. That's it. Baez. That's all we have. Choices galore. So even if I knew the pitcher, I wouldn't know what to do in this one because the bats are the same. Garrett Cole's probably better than whatever pitcher Detroit's going to throw out there, unless it was Skubal, and then I'm taking Skubal, obviously. But I mean, yeah, this game's probably I can't think of anything. So this game's going to be a pass. We'll just move on to the next one. All right, next up we got Washington and Philly. Philly is minus 275. That's pushing that 300 cutoff because 300 plus is definitely never going to get bets ever again. It's not doing it. So 9.5 is your total. Let's look a little bit at the weather because we are in Philly and weather has been a key for 3 games so far. We can see nice day. Philly, no worries. A little bit of wind out, 6 miles an hour. Pretty good day. 2-game winning streak for Philly, 53% Nerfy based on what they've done this year. 4.3, 267. That's 17 to 12th in the last 3 games for for Washington. Philly, 7.3, 318. They are first in the last 3 games. So Philly has the advantage over Washington pretty easily on the bats. When it comes to the pitching, Patrick Corbin's pitching today. One of my favorites fades. And the last 3 games, you can see why. He is on my list of 3. If you've watched this channel any amount of time, you know I love fading him and Lance Lynn and Manoah. But we have Patrick Corbin today, so we shall be fading him most likely, especially against the #1 bat and #1 run the last 3 games. Yes. I tell you, this is like Christmas morning. I'm coming down the stairs, the tree, there's presents, I open them up, bam, Patrick Corbin. Yeah. So we see I'm hitting the wrong buttons. I'm excited. And we got Nola on the other hand. I just watched a TikTok last night about the Nola gondolas or whatever, some kind of fan group. It was hilarious. I don't know. It was fun. So it was a sign, wasn't it? Yeah. Because since when does Aaron Nola pop up on my TikTok of all things? It's got to be because his numbers ain't been that good the last couple games. I mean, 3 and 4, they're not bad, but they're not the ones he was doing. So let's go to props. See what we got. Nola. Corbin, let's see. Let's start with Nola first. History is a lot of red. That's a lot of red. Okay, no one's doing anything as Nola in this team. We got a couple 300s against righties, or no 400, but it ain't against Nola. So Nola hits 5.5. He has given up. Man, that's a nice little 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I can't do it. Can't play with him. Can't win with him. Can't do it. Strikeouts has gone down. Earned runs is very up and down. Walks, outs. He's gone down outs too. So sorry, Nola, can't do it for you, buddy. Let's look at Corbin's history. Let's look at it. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, ooh, yeah. Some of these guys love facing Corbin. Bohm's got 2 home runs. Schwarber has 8 RBIs and 15 at bats. What the hell? I mean, Romuto, 2. Yeah. Okay, against lefties, Phillies hit lefties pretty well. I see why Phillies minus 275 now. It just makes sense. But am I taking it? Yes. It's not 300, so I'm going to take it while it's not below 300. Okay, strikeouts, 4.5. No. Hits. I mean, 6.5? No, I think I'd rather, it's 3.5. You know what? You get me, I get you this way. Let's come over here. Philly runs 4.5, 5.5, $1.05. I'll take that right there. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take Philly over 5.5 or team total. So I'm gonna do because if he's giving up this much to hit this, which he could give up 3, he could give a 10. I think he hits either way, but then he gets pulled, and then the bullpen comes in. Yeah, I feel good either way. Yeah, we're going to do that. So let's keep rocking with the props to see if anything stands out. Walks. and out. See, it's very up and down. They might leave him in to just give up a whole bunch. They might be in the 6th inning, gives up a bunch. Who knows? So he might throw a gem for 3 innings and then give up 8 runs in the 4th. You know, it's crazy. Bats. Call, Rojas, Harper. Who was the ones that braked? I don't want to do a bunch of different ones. Oh, Harper was not on the list against Corbin, was he? I do not recall saying his name. Harper is right there, 306 and 36 at bats. You could take all these bats, to be honest, against, yeah. I'm not, though. I'm not trying to go too crazy today, so I'm going to take that Philly team total over 5.5. What's the overall total? We're fine. We'll just take that, put Philly in the money line parlay, and move on to the next game. All right, next up we got Arizona and Tampa Bay. Somehow it's a pick'em with a total of 7.5. It's in St. Pete and Tropicana, so we don't have to worry about weather. Arizona 6-game winning streak, Tampa 3-game losing streak. 6.7, 268 for Arizona. That is 2nd and 11th in the last 3 games. Tampa, on the other hand, 1.3 and 116. That is 27th and 29th in the last 3 games. Yeah, Arizona, big advantage in the bats. Pitching wise, we have Ryan, however you say it. It's Ryan. I don't care what he says. You can see what he's done. Dude's been, 113, 14042. Yeah, I would take that. Some good stats. And Ryan here also has good stats. The 5 is in the 4 is a little much, but before that, yeah, both been pretty good. I would say they're both good pitchers. So let's look closer. Nelson, we'll start with you. You have nothing. Over 4, over 2. Doesn't matter. Tampa versus righties. We got some 1s. Yeah, we don't have anything close to a 3. No close to a 3. Ooh, that might not be a good one. Let's look. Pitching outs, very up and down. Strikeouts, up recently. You are facing Tampa. Tampa is striking out 26 at 10 a game right now in the last 3. That could be a play. That might be, actually, I think that is a play. Hold up now. I just see it. I say it in my head, and I'm taking Nelson over 5.5 Ks because Tampa's one of those teams that strike out a whole bunch. Hits, no. No. Yeah, we're just going to take that strikeout prop. I like that. Over plus 110 too. Yeah, I'm rock with that for sure. Let's go to Pepe. We'll see what he has. His history, a lot of red. 3 for 10, a 1 for 4. That doesn't get the job done. Arizona's just balanced on both sides of the plate. This is what they are. 353, but he doesn't play much. But yeah, you can see. Pretty balanced. Pretty good balance too. Strikeouts. Arizona doesn't strike out much, and he's very up and down. He's up and down in all these categories. 1.5 earned runs. That's ugh. Let's go to bats. Yeah. Oh, whoa, that's a lot of green. Okay. We got 4 90s for once, and it's McCarthy, Carroll, Perdomo. And you're going against Tampa, who's a good pitcher. I don't want to say hitting props against good pitchers, and it's almost all Arizona except for Carlson here. Everything else is Arizona. Yeah, no, it's like Tampa's got a good pitcher going out there. I can't do it. So all I'm going to do in this one is I'm going to take Arizona in the moneyline parlay. And I'm also going to take Nelson over 5.5 strikeouts. That's it in this one. Let's move on to the next game. All right, next up we got Boston and Baltimore. Baltimore is a heavy favorite at home. 8.5 is your total. We got to look at the weather because it's in Baltimore. Pretty good day. Can't complain. Wind blowing out 9 a little bit. Pretty good day. 2-game winning streak, Baltimore. 48% nerfy based what they've done this year. 5.7, 284. That's Boston the last 3. That's 7th and 4th in the majors. Baltimore, 4 and 260 average. That's 20th and 16th. So Boston has the big favorite in the bats. But yeah, Baltimore's the heavy favorite because of pitching. I'm assuming because Criswell's going out there for Boston. You can see he has pitched 0.2231 there. Yeah, he's listed as a starter, but he's slowly getting back into it, you can see. So I guess technically it's a bullpen game for Boston. Burns is going out there, and you see Burns has not been, he's given up some runs. He's not been amazing since the All-Star game, but he's been good. So I don't know why it's 190. I don't see the reason behind that logic. So I only have props for Corbin, so we can see what he has done historically. Smith's over 10. That's the first thing I saw was over 10. That ain't good. 3 for 5 against righties. Boston's pretty good. Pretty. The bats are going to definitely be in Boston's advantage in this game. I don't see why. It doesn't make sense. Do I have history for the other side as well? I do have history. I mean, it's not much, but it's something to look at. And Baltimore versus righties. Baltimore is also pretty good against righties too. So yeah, okay. Props for Corbin. That's all I have. He up and down on hits. That's a no. Strikeouts 6.5. It is. How's Boston striking out right now? 13th. See, they're doing way better than usual too. I'm not taking that strikeout prop. Usually they're in the mid to low 20s. I'm like, can't do it. Yeah, everything's too close. Bats. We got Yoshida, Rafael, Wong, Smith. It's all Red Sox, and it's not even the ones nothing. Don't like those. Back here, it's 8.5 is your total. Baltimore's offense isn't as good right now. They're struggling a little bit. Boston, I see why they fell off last game. They got one run and batted 219, but they're still 7th and 4th. Something's weird about this. Why is I don't know. I'm just going to pass completely on it and move on to the next game. All right, next up we got Miami and New York. You can see New York is a pretty heavy favorite in this one. 8.5 is your total. We see the weather in this one is pretty good. Can't complain. Pretty good day. Going back here, we have 62% NRFI based on what they've done this year. 5.7, 271 for Miami in the last 3. That's 7th and 9th. Mets 6.3, 276. That's 4th and 7th in the last 3. Both teams top 10 offenses right now. And Miami is second to last in strikeouts. That's not where you want to be. New York is middle. Looking over at the pitchers, we can see that Munoz is going out there. We can see what he's done. He gives us some runs occasionally. Ironically enough, or coincidentally enough, the Mets game on the 20th was his best game on the screen. So he gave up 1 earned. But this time it's in New York, and we all know the lights are a little bit brighter in New York. And then Manea's going out there for the Mets, and I mean, he's either going to pitch nothing or he's going to give up some runs. He is the definition of Sean the Elevator Manea. That's his name if he was in the UFC. So he is very up and down. So strikeout wise against Miami might be a prop we're going to look at. You know what? Let's just do that now. Yep, let's pop over. Let's look at the history. Oh, we got some green. Okay, a couple home runs. Burger's been on fire, has he not? Burger's just been crushing it. So, and Burger gets to face the Mets. That should be a fun one. So, see how that goes. Against lefties, not so much. And then Edwards 324. There's a 316. Nothing stands out really. Hits for him 4.5. I don't like it. I.e. 6.5. They are second to last. I got to do it. I don't know if I want to do it, but I got to do it. Manea. Manaeea. His name is so hard to spell for me. Over 6.5 Ks. I got to do it. Because look, Miami is second to last in strikeouts, and they've been there for like 2 weeks now. So they're just accustomed to swinging and missing. So I'm going to take a strikeout prop faux show, especially with this juice. Look at this juice. I mean, if you want to be safer and get a 5.5, you're going to pay some heavy juice. It's going to be 180. The best place you're going to find it. So I will do 6.5. Sure. And there's even there's some place like 6+ strikeouts. That might be a better way to do it, but we'll see. We're definitely taking the strikeout prop though. Earned runs, walks, and outs. Yeah, no. See, that was ugh. So, and let's look over here at see what he's got going on. Boop, boop, boop. A lot of red. That ain't good, especially for a team that's minus 225. That ain't good for the Mets, is it? A lot of 200s though. That's good. Except for him. Everybody else is 200. All right. Hits. Strikeouts is no shot. No. And both offenses are good, but I do expect strikeouts in this one. Let's look at the bats. A lot of green to choose from. A lot of dudes to choose from. Burger bases. I'm just not feeling none of the bats in this game. Nothing's really standing out. So, if anything, it's 8.5. I think in this one, I'm going to take the Manea over 6.5 strikeouts. I'm not going to take a side. I'm not taking that money line. You crazy? Just the Manaea strikeouts. That's it in this one. Move on to the next game. All right, next up, Minnesota, Texas. Pretty much a pick 'em. 8.5 is your total. This is in Texas, so we shouldn't have to worry about weather. We don't got to worry about weather for 3 straight games. That's pretty nice. Let's look over here. 53% Murphy based on what they've done this year. Minnesota, 5.7, 269. That's 7th and 10th in the last 3 games. Texas, 5.0, 261. That's 14th in the last 3 games for both stats. And neither team is striking out much. So let's look over at the pitches. And we got Wood Richardson going out there. Simeon, and he's been getting tagged up a little bit. Before, he was that under 4.5 hit was so nice. It was so good for so long, but then they figured it out and stopped it. So Haney's going out there. You can see what he's done. He's had some rough games himself. Some are good, some are bad. This is about an average pitching matchup. Bats are, I would lean Minnesota a little bit. Let's look at the props, see if we can dig out something interesting. Haney, history. Nothing there. Nothing I mean, Vasquez is 1 for 10. So, lefties, Minnesota's. Some of these guys like lefties. Some of these guys hate lefties. So, yeah, take it or leave it. Strikeouts have gone down. You can see just a nice little slope. Hits, very up and down. Earned runs, walks. A walk prop might be worth it. How's he done all year? Oh, he's either nothing. He's either on or not. And it's only 52%. Yeah, okay. Nah, I ain't going to do that. And outs. Ooh, that's consistent, but I don't like that. So we will leave that alone. So now let's pop over here to Wood Richardson. See what you got going on for us, buddy. 1 for 3. That's all we got. Okay. Let's see. A lot of 200s. Nothing. There's a 167. There's no 300s. 291, 288 at the top 2. Nothing's really standing out. His outs he's been all over the place recently. He used to be consistent, but now he's just down, up. Like, okay. Like, all right. So he's not consistent anymore. I don't like betting him no more. Like, he was so consistent and then just stopped. So he was a nice little cash cow for a minute, but then he just stopped being that. So walks. Yeah, it was like, oh, he started to walk more, then nothing. So yeah, not doing it. So let's look batting props, Castro, Kepler, and Sager. That's it. And Sager is 1.5 or 150 today. You know, I'm not really feeling nothing in this game. Nothing stands out. Pitching's about even. Bats are pretty even. You can see a slight lean to Minnesota, but nothing standing out. I'm just going to pass on this one and move on to the next one. All right, next up we have the Enigma. That is the White Sox versus the Astros. Astros are minus 210. 6.5 is the total. We are in a dome. There is no worries about weather. I'll show you. See, in a dome. And we have Houston on an 8-game winning streak. 54% Murphy based on what they've done this year. 5.0, 302 for Chicago in the last 3. That's 14th and 2nd. They have the 2nd best batting average, yet they lost 2 in a row. Houston, 3.7, 202. That's 21 and 24th in the last 3, but yet somehow they've won 8 in a row. So again, the Enigma, what is going on? What's going to happen in this game? Who knows? So strikeouts, Houston striking out a bunch. Statistics-wise, you lean Chicago, but I mean, it's Chicago. So, I mean, no. We have Crochet going out there for Chicago, who, I mean, yeah, he had him a game, didn't he? He had a rough one, 2.1, 4, 3, 4, 1. I mean, he might as well just be a bullpen dude now because when he pitches, it's a bullpen game. Might as well be. Hate to say it, but it's what it is. Arrighetti, everyone and their mama is going to be on this strikeout prop today. Look at the stats first before I even go into it. 2nd in average. 7th in strikeouts. Chicago's doing good. I said this last week. I said it. I said everybody and mom is going to be on it. Let's look at the stats because he had 12 and 13 in back-to-back games. Look at who he faced. Tampa and Boston, 2 of the worst strikeout teams in the entire majors. Both games when he faced them, they were last in the last 3 games in strikeouts. 30th both times. So yeah, he got 2 beautiful matchups. So we'll see. I bet his strikeout props like at least 7.5 day. I bet. Haven't looked at it yet. So most of these games I'll look at until you look at it with me. So can I be shocked? Unless I record it a second time. So but this is the first run. So let's take a look. Spencer, 6.5. I can see it right there. Crochet. I mean, we'll look, but it ain't going to be nothing to look at. Let's do it first. Let's knock it out because there's going to be nothing on here. If you take him 6.5 strikeouts against Houston right now, on Houston is, well, they're 24th at 9.7. But if you think he's going to pitch long enough to get 7 strikeouts, by all means, have fun. I am not. And that's the only thing he has because we have zero data. Well, we got some data, but it's all green. They hit him pretty good in that one game. And Houston hits lefties really good. So, yeah. Houston's going in the money line parlay. I'm going to tell you right now. No, wait. Probably not. I keep forgetting Chicago's not that bad offensively. Let's look at the Arrighetti stuff. Not much to look at. Chicago versus righties. They're better against righties, but no one's really impressive. There's no like 300s on there. Nothing scary. So, hits. You know, he's up and down on hits, but yeah, everyone's here for the strikeouts. This is why. They're going to see this. They see 6.5, and they say, oh, he struck out 25 in the last 2 outings. Everyone's going to be on this. There's a reason why it's only 120. There's a reason. And that reason is Chicago's not striking out much right now. Chicago's second in average. He might not do it. So I am leaving it alone. I said it last week. I said if Chicago's doing anything decent, I'm leaving it alone. And that's what I'm doing. I'm passing on it. Earned runs, walks, outs. Now he might hit easily. And I'll eat my words. I will tip the cap to him, good sir. But until then, I mean, yeah, no. It's one of those games that just lines up for Chicago to win. Also some stupid stuff because, I mean, baseball doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't. So let's look at the bats. A lot of green, a lot of 80s and 70s, and it's a mix of Chicago dudes and Houston dudes. So Benintendi bases, Baldwin HR, Lopez. It's not just one dude; it's multiple Chicago dudes. Yeah, and they faced the Yankees last series. So okay, yeah. So this is one of those games. I call it an enigma for a reason. I don't know what the hell is going to happen. I'm passing on everything in this one. Next game. All right, next up, Cleveland and Milwaukee. It's basically a pick 'em. 8 is your total. Again, we are in a dome because we're in Milwaukee. See, in a dome. So 55% nerfy based on what they've done this year. Cleveland's on a 5-game winning streak all of a sudden. 5.7, 261. That's 7th and 4th in the last 3 for Cleveland. Milwaukee, 4.3, buck 87. That's 17th to 27th. I mean, you got to lean Cleveland in the stats in this one, obviously. And Cleveland never strikes out much. They're just one of those teams that just doesn't. So let's look over at the pitchers. We got Gavin Williams going out there. Rough game 2 games ago against Baltimore, but pretty good against Minnesota. Then he faced Detroit 3 out of 5 times. So, I mean, yeah, stat padding at its finest. Aaron's going out there in his, wow, he's already pitched 6 games since he got traded. Man, the season's flying by, isn't it? So you can see what he's done since he got traded. Pretty, I mean, average. I mean, some good ones, some bad ones. I mean, yeah, can't complain. So, let's go over here to props. See what we got. Start with Gavin since he's the first one that popped up. Nothing. History against righties. Milwaukee this season is pretty decent against righties. Outside of a couple, everyone else is pretty good. So that doesn't bode well for him. Hits is 4.5. It's up and down. Earned runs. Strikeouts, earned runs, walks. He walks a good bit. How is he doing walks the whole season? Oh, okay. Not much on there to look at. And pitching outs. Very up and down. And let's look at Aaron. See what Aaron's up to. Nothing to look at. Cleveland versus righties. They're about split both ways. On both hands, left and right. 300 for Quan, but that's Quan. That's what we expect. Strikeouts is a couple ladders. Hits, up and down, earned runs, walks, outs. No consistency with either pitcher. I don't like that. I took him yesterday and it hit. That was beautiful. It hit the last chance he had. Contreras, you see 70%. The pitchers are about close. There's no props I like in this one. I lean Cleveland slightly for the bats, but not too much. I particularly don't like anything in this one, so no matchup stand out. So I'm just going to pass on this one and move on to the next. All right, next up, Dodgers, Cardinals. It's Dodgers slightly, but again, I'm missing a pitcher in this one, so that makes it kind of hard. 9.5 is a total. I'll show you what I can, though. We have weather. Rain chances go up as the game goes on. That could influence the game. 4 out. So bats, St. Louis lost 4. Dodgers lost 2, 50% nerfy based on what they've done this year. 5 runs, 288. That's 14th and 3rd in the last 3 for Dodgers. St. Louis, 1.3, 194. That's 27th, 26. The Cincinnati pitchers shut them down hard in the past few games. And you can see 7.7 versus 9. St. Louis strikes out a little bit more than most. So, pitchers that we know of. Mikolas Miles is going out there, and Miles has been giving up miles and miles of runs. That's what he's been doing recently. So, yeah, Dodgers should do well against him, but I don't know who they're going to face because they have not announced their pitcher yet, which, yeah, makes it fun. So go to props. See if I even got... I do have props on them at least. Okay, that's cool. Thank you, Outlier. Thank you. So, do the matchup. Yeah, I can't even click on the Dodgers, which means I can't even look at the history for Dodgers because we don't know who the... Nothing. We know nothing. You know nothing, Jon Snow. So, all right. So we can see Freeman does great against Mikolas. 13 at bats, 3 homers, 6 RBIs. There's somebody to look at. Is he over here? 1 green for both teams on the bats. Now, Freeman is right there at 60 with 80% in the last 5. So if you want to take it, I mean, it's close. It's close. And you can see what he has done historically versus him. Ohtani 800. That's just funny. It's only 5 at bats, but it's just seeing Ohtani with 800. 538 and 13 at bats is just ridiculous. So I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna break my own rule. Normally I don't go below, but I see it. It's only 160. We'll do it. Let's have fun. I've skipped on the last 3 games, so let's go Freeman over 1.5 HRR. Why not? Why not, right? Let's have some fun. So let's see who else. Mookie is 429 with 1.2 to 1.4. Oh yeah. So yeah, okay. That's probably all we're going to be able to take in this one. So we don't know anything else what's going on. So until we know more, I can't do much more. So I'm just going to take Freeman over 1.5 HRR. Next game. All right, next up, San Diego and Colorado. We pretty much have San Diego as a moderate favorite. Some reason 12.5. I don't know why. Well, you look at everything. The game is in Coors Field, yes, but it's supposed to be nice. There's no wind, and it's even blowing in. Now, if you're one of those people that believe the hot weather helps home runs, I mean, we're in August. It's been hot for 2 months now. Some of these games have been super low. So there's studies out there that says that's not true. So it's like the wind theory. It helps a little, but not enough to really... 12.5? Come on. That's got to be based on the bats, right? Maybe not. We see 4.3, 258 for San Diego. That's 17th in the last 3 games. Colorado, 3.7, 225. That's 21st and 23rd in the last 3 games. It ain't the offense doing it. Well, maybe it's the pitching doing it. Well, we got Waldron going out there. 5-5. That ain't good. But he faced Colorado and gave up 2 and 1 over 5.2 literally 2 starts ago. He did this against Colorado. He shut them down. And then Quantrill's going out there. Well, Quantrill's is an auto fade. He's just not that good, right? Well, he faced San Diego in his last start. 5 hits, 3 runs. One of his best games on the screen right here. So it's not the pitching doing it, we think. So let's dig a little deeper. Waldron, history versus Colorado. A lot of zeros. A couple 1 for 3s, nothing stands out. Colorado versus righties. I don't even see a 300. I see a 282 a couple times. That's about it. So it ain't them. Let's look at some props. Take a little side detour to prop world here. Going down on the outs, not really strikeouts. Now Colorado is 11 at 28th. Pretty high. Numbers 4.5 is minus 135. I think I'm going to take that because he's already faced him twice this year, 5 and 7. So yeah, we're going to do that for sure. Waldron over 4.5 strikeouts on the list. Hits, up and down, earned runs, walks. Nothing's really standing out. Walks maybe, but let's go to Quantrill. Look at his history versus San Diego. I mean, I don't see he's shut down. Cronenworth is 1 for 11, 1 for 9. Oh. Nothing's truly standing out here. Yeah, they do better against righties, but you see the history versus Quantrill. We got some good... Louis is 207. The dude with the highest average is 207. That just tells you something. That's just... Yeah. Weird. Okay, let's look at his props. 2.5 is a strikeout total. Oh, that's hilarious. It's San Diego. We don't take strikeout props against San Diego. We just don't do that. Nothing. Let's look at the bats. We only have 3 dudes in the bat category. It tells you the bats are not doing well because they're not in the top 10 when it comes to how they're doing. Last 5, maybe, but last 10, no. Like Rogers has hit 5 straight. Sure. 90%. Okay, he's facing Waldron. How did Waldron do against Rogers? I kind of want to know now. Let's take a peek. Rogers, he's 1 for 3. That's it. So not. And then Toglia, nothing else stands out. So for me, I don't know what they see, but 12.5 seems ridiculous. So I can get, and the under is -160. What is this line? What are we doing here? It's probably 11.5 mainly for most places, but it is Coors Field too. All of that to say, I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it under 12.5 Coors Field at -160. No shot I'm doing that. So I'm just going to pass, move on to the next game. All right, last game on the docket, Atlanta and LAA. We see Atlanta is -148, pretty moderate favorite. 8 is your total. Looking over at the weather, last one of the day, pretty good. Nighttime game, pretty good. Can't complain. Wind out 6 miles an hour. 64% NERFy based on what they've done this year. 5.7, 231 for Atlanta. That's 7th and 21st. And they fell off a cliff last game. 0 runs, $133. So that influences it, obviously. Angels 1.7, 136. That's 26 and 28. So if you want to play a NERFy, it might be on the table. We got to look at the pitchers first. So let's do that. We got Soriano going out there for LA. Dude's been pretty good. A couple 3s, a 4, but 1-1-1-0. So yeah, his average is around 2 something. That's pretty good in the last 6 games when it comes to earned runs. Yeah, I'd like to see that for a NERFy. And he hasn't faced Atlanta. Now he did face Oakland twice, which Oakland, best record in the AL for the month. Who knew that one? That's a fun one. Seattle twice, Cubs, Washington, Mets. Yeah, he shut the Mets down. That was impressive. And Schwellenbach's going out there for Atlanta. Dude is more of a strikeout machine. Yeah. Both pitches are pretty decent. Let's look at the props. I think NERFy might be in play, but I want to dig a little bit deeper first. Just a little bit. Let's go Schwellenbach. No history. AAA, LAA versus righties. You can see nothing's standing out. I see a bunch of 2s. There's a 1. There's a 277. He was at 300 like last month, but he's fallen all the way down to 277, which means he's struggling a little bit. Okay. Angels strikeouts are their middle, so I don't really want to take a strikeout prop with Schwellenbach. Hits, he's up and down. He's given up more than recently, but the Angels offense is not that good right now. Strikeouts, you see 8, 11, 10, 7, but 6.5. I just, he might do it, but yeah, their Angels just don't strike out much. They're one of those middle of the road teams all season. They're never in the bottom. They're never in the top. So that one's like a pure if you want to. Hey, I'm not. I got enough today already as it is. Earned runs, walks. He doesn't walk much, but then sometimes I need to see some games where he has like 3 or 4. And pitching outs. Very consistent. Yeah, I'm going to pass on all that. Let's go over to Soriano. Let's look at his. See what he got. Any history? Nope. No history at all. Okay. We got some 2s. We got a 1. 289 is your best number on the screen against righties. Hits for Soriano. No. Strikeouts against the Braves. His strikeouts got up the last 2 games, but that was Mets and Washington. And Washington doesn't strike out much, so that's actually saying something right there. That's actually pretty impressive. Earned runs. How are the Braves on strikeouts? 20th. They're usually kind of higher. Okay. Huh. All right. And outs. His outs are so inconsistent. That is okay. It's like he does too much and then gets a break. Does much, gets a break. So yeah. Okay. Let's go to bats. We had a couple 90s. Warden, Adel, Nito, Stefanik. Yeah, it's all Angels. There's no Braves on here. Closest is Ozuna down here at 60. So yeah, on this screen, Atlanta favors the offense. On this screen, Angels favor the offense because of what they've done the last 10 games. But on the pitching side, I say it's a pick 'em. There's nothing that stands out. So literally, I almost want to take the NERFy just to take it. I think I'm going to. Both pitchers are really good. Both bats, but you know the Angels are terrible, so Schwellenbach should shut the Angels down. And I think Soriano is good enough to get out of three outs against Atlanta because you see Atlanta fell off a cliff last game. So, and Atlanta tends to be bottom 10 this year in offense. So we're taking the NERFy. Faux show. I'm not going to take anything else in this game. We're just going to call it a day right there. All right, that's it. All 14 games broken down for Friday. You can see it's going to be a fun one. There were a bunch of passes in there. There were a lot of strikeout props today. So there's a team total, and then you got the Seattle Pittsburgh madness. I got 4 plays: the Nerfy and the 2 pitching matchups with the other matchup. It's just so you saw all that. So otherwise, there is a moneyline parlay today. It's going to be Cincinnati, Philly, and Arizona. Those 3 are going to go together. There were some others I could have done, but I like those 3 to win the games today. Outside of that, I mean, I didn't type anyone out for the home run plays. I didn't even take an actual. I took Freeman 1.5 HRR, but outside of that, not much. So a little more conservative, except for that one game. So it's a Friday, 14 games. It was fun. Drop a like, subscribe, check out Outlier, link in the description, get you a free week. It's worth it. You'll love it. It's great. It's going to be the same thing for football and basketball too. So it's been great for baseball. So I'm pretty sure I will continue to keep using it for many, many, many months from now. So if you want to skip all this, you want just a nice little typed out breakdown, become a member, because I know not everybody has time to watch an hour-long video. The ones that do, I appreciate you. And if you don't have time for it, I get it. So I'm trying to help you. I give you convenience. Become a YouTube member, or join the Discord, or join Patreon. I get to you all 3 ways. It's all there for you, typed out nicely. So outside of that, hopefully we all profit. Deep green is the goal today, and we will see you tomorrow.